What's up guys, today I'm going to be showing you the 2020 Raptor 700R. This one is the SE, the special edition. The reason it's the special edition is because it's got the graphics kit, it's got the color scheme. It's called, I believe, if I remember correctly, a midnight blue. The special edition comes with a few differences other than the adjustable shocks like the Raptor 700R. It comes with the front grab bar, the GYTR, and instead of the plastics, the GYTR steel sides with the R etched in it. Other differences would be the wheel stickers as well. I love the color scheme on the new the 2020 special edition Raptor. I'm a big jet ski fan, and it kind of reminds me, these bright kind of colors kind of remind me of jet skis, like the older Sea-Doos, how bright they used to make them, even the new ones. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this bright color scheme with the stickers and everything. Now I've put some stickers on this one. These shocks say Fox, but they are not. They're actually KYB, the adjustable suspension. I was thinking about changing to the actual Fox shocks on the front. They're supposedly much better, but to be honest, the adjustable shocks, the KYB that come on the Raptor, are insanely good. And the level of things you can adjust here, from compression to preload to things like that, it's insane. I already started to mess with it. I started with the low speed compression damping because I'm trying to jump a bit higher. I don't only use this bike for trails. I go on empty construction sites, and they have pretty big jumps over there. Not the smoothest jumps, but pretty aggressive, and you can at least get 2-3 meters of air. And on the standard way, I believe it's set up more for trails. The rear shock is adjusted the same way, with preload, and they can even be adjusted from here with the turn of a screw. This is where you adjust the preload, and this is where you adjust the compression. And this outside red, well, nut, kind of, you can with a wrench can be, I believe it stiffens it clockwise and loosens it anti-clockwise, and it's the same thing in the center with a flathead screwdriver. It's, I believe, up to 30 clicks from one closed to 30 clicks open. Closed stiff, and open let's say more relaxed for the shocks. Same thing, same way here, clockwise stiffer and anti-clockwise well, less stiff. Anyways, this thing is a beast. Next thing to go on this Raptor is gonna be the exhaust system. I'm changing the whole exhaust system. It's gonna be a HMF exhaust. I decided to go with the HMF exhaust because it's gonna be, I live around neighbors, and the HMF exhaust comes with 3 tips. This is the stock exhaust, but the HMF exhaust that I'm gonna get, I can change the inserts of the exhaust to adjust how loud or how quiet I want it to be. Also, the thing I'm getting with the HMF exhaust will be the K&N filter with the K&N aluminum intake adapter, and also I'm gonna get the HMF fuel optimizer, which I believe jumps the whole setup with the filter, the fuel optimizer, and the exhaust jumps this bike up by about 9 horsepower. That's what they're claiming. So I look forward to it. It's not that it needs any of that power now. This 700 is one of the torquiest ATVs on the market, if not the torquiest ATV on the market. You can leave it in 3rd gear and 4th gear and just stay on the throttle on hills and stuff, and you'd be surprised how easily this thing just devours whatever the terrain is. And yeah, like I said, the The shocks initially are set up for trail riding, I feel, because I tried to do a few jumps with it, with the stock setup, and it kind of bottomed out on me a little bit, not too much, but the higher I tried to jump, the more difficult I felt the landing was. The rear is fine, but the front, I just felt it needed a bit more stiffer rebound. Like I felt that it was more towards the soft side, and I needed it to be a bit stiffer. But that's just me. That's just how I felt. But yeah, I'll do a quick walk around to show you the bike. The bike, the Raptor 700, just like the 700, the standard 700 or the 700R, same setup, same everything. You got the parking brake. You have the key. Turn it on. You have the ignition switch. When you start it, sometimes always be sure to hear the fuel pump. Sometimes with other bikes that I've tried, depending whether you do, some people forget they do this first or that first. Sometimes, depending on the sequence, the fuel pump might not activate. Just if it doesn't do it, make sure you do it and you can actually hear it. 1 second. There you go. When you hear it, you're good to go. You just tap the switch. Okay. So yeah, and with the lights you have the high beam and the low beam. When you start here, you get the low beam, the first click, and then when you go a click up, you get the high beam. And even the stock lights are actually really good on this bike. Here you have the brake reservoir. It tells you basically the level, if you need to top it up or not. When I got my Raptor, I noticed that the throttle from here had too much play for my liking, and I like to be as consistent as I can with the throttle wherever I'm driving, even if it's just to cruise around. I don't really like play over here, so I adjusted everything. I adjusted the throttle cable to the point where I almost have zero play, and that's exactly the way I like it. What you get with the bike, I don't have it with me, but I have the manual, instruction manual inside. It comes over here. There you go. Here. Okay. So this is the airbox. Rear brake reservoir tells you if you need topping off, etc., etc. The ECU filter, the airbox. You get some spare fuses here. You get the air pressure gauge, one of the most important things. I have another company. I have a Tusk one that I use. This one I just keep it with me just in case. And you have a toolbox with the bike, a Yamaha toolbox. Comes with things that are pretty important for maintenance. That's if you don't have the tools in your garage. Here. Okay, screwdriver. I'm not gonna take them all out, but you get the picture. You have an Allen wrench, spark plug box, another 17 wrench, I believe is for the spark plug if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I could be wrong. Screwdriver. So just basics, just basic maintenance tools. Let's call them the emergency tools. Just trying to close that. Yep, here we go. Okay, so that's all done. Put it back the way it was. This is the airbox. You have 4 clips over here to kind of check the filter. I've been riding this a while, and to be honest, this shows how good this is. It still looks brand new. I haven't washed this since buying the bike. So yeah, this actually, I was considering going for the fuel customs intake, which everybody was praising. However, I decided to go with the K&N filter because it retains the stock airbox, and I really love the way the stock airbox kind of fits here, and it has the OEM look, and not only that, it seems to be doing one hell of a job, one hell of a great job to protect from water, mud, and dust. So yeah, it's just the K&N filter has to, I kind of have to drill the rivets over here. I'll do a video on that once the parts arrive. But yeah, basics similar to any of you guys who know the Raptor well. The older model Raptors, you have the oil stick here to check the level of the oil, coolant level top off. I heard a lot of people tell me to get something that goes between the case and the chain to kind of, it's an aftermarket part to protect the covers here from the chain. This one seems to be doing a good job. I mean, I don't see any reason why I need to do that. Yeah, so far so good. I'll say this, before getting the Raptor, there was a big debate, internal debate going on in my head between getting the 700, the Raptor 700R special edition, and the YFZ 450 special edition. Both price-wise were in the $10,000, $10,500 range, so these are pretty expensive bikes, regardless of the 450 or the 700, so they were in the same price range. I decided to go with the Raptor because after trying both, to be honest, I just loved the 700 power, and this thing is more than good enough to go to any track and bash just as good as the 450, if not even better on some turns. High speed turns, not so much as the 450 because of the width and the center of gravity, and a little bit of adjustments to the KYB shocks. The ones on the 450 are built for the track. However, that does handle trails very well. Like, they're both really similar bikes, despite the fact that this one has a ton more power. You're talking 450 to 700. I know that engine revs higher, but still the torque here, the way this thing runs, even without the exhaust and fuel optimizer and things like that, this one is just a ton of power. And with the exhaust and fuel optimizer, it even becomes much more powerful and much more enjoyable. I am going to do one thing to this. I loved the width on the YZ450. YFZ, sorry, I keep saying YZ450, YFZ450. I love the width on that. I'm gonna get the extended A-arms from Hauser with the Dominator extended axle. So this will be not a 49.5, this will be a 50 wide, because I'm getting the 2.25 A-arms, and I'm gonna go 3 on the rear. So I'm probably actually 2.25, and depending on the front I'll adjust the rear width. So I definitely do think that this could do with a bit more width, because on a track or on any kind of high-speed corner, it's not as comfortable to go very, very fast on high-speed corners with this as it is with the YFZ 450. But the Raptor for me is a clear winner in every way for what I need. I mean, because I'm not a motocross racer, I don't just want to go on the track. And I love the fact that even though this is a big bore engine and it's a 700cc, well, 6.8 whatever cc engine, compared to the 450, this one has basically, like, it defies the odds by being only 17 pounds, I believe, 17 pounds heavier than the YFZ, which is nothing. And I'm already, like, not a heavy guy. I'm probably about I'm 75 kilograms. I don't know how much that is in pounds. So yeah, it's overall this guy was the clear winner. And plus, I spoke to a lot of motocross guys and a lot of friends that I have that own the YFZ 450s and have owned Raptors as well, and they tell me that the maintenance on the Raptor, it just goes and goes and goes. The 450 can get a bit twitchy in the long run, and it needs consistent upkeep and things like that. So yeah, that's what I've heard, and very happy with the Raptor. And yeah, it's one heck of a bike. I loved riding dirt bikes for a while, but to be honest, I don't know, there's something about these guys, because I'm a big car fan. I love cars. The way this thing drives with the four-wheel traction on the ground, there's something about this that's just, I can drift this, I can slide it on a dirt bike. You can slide every now and then, but it's not the same. It's much more pinned to the ground, let's say. With this one, you can break loose comfortably and just kind of keep flowing. So yeah, I definitely do recommend this bike. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I'm a bit nostalgic towards Raptors. So I'm really happy to have gotten the 2020 special edition 700R. My first motorcycle when I was a little kid, was the Raptor 80cc. So for me to get the 700 now, it's just perfect. Yeah, love this guy. So hope you guys enjoyed the video.